Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
Basic economic problems of society. Basic economic problems refer to the problems people encounter in the society while attempting to satisfy their numerous wants with the limited resources available to them. These basic economic problems of the society includes what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, and efficiency of the resources used or efficient use of resources. What to produce. The question of what to produce is one of the basic economic problems that confronts any society. This problem arises mainly as a result of the fact that human wants are unlimited relative to the available resources. It is practically impossible to produce all human wants or needs, hence the need for resource allocation in order to meet the pressing needs of the people. The factors which determine what to produce are consumers' need, market demand, consumer income, cost of production, availability of resources, type of economy. Consumers' need. The producers will have to take into consideration the needs of the consumers. They have to decide what needs to produce, the quantity and the quality of goods and services required by the consumers. Market demand. The demand for a particular set of goods and services by consumers may encourage producers to produce more of those goods and services. Consumer income. In deciding what to produce, the producer normally take into consideration the earnings of consumers in the society. Producers normally ask themselves those questions. Are the consumers earning enough income to be able to purchase the goods and services at a given price when produced? If yes, they go ahead and produce, but if no, they may not produce. Cost of production. A producer will go ahead and produce goods and services when cost of production is low to enable him make some profits. But when cost of production is high in such a way that he cannot make profit, he will not produce. Governments may decide to take up such production just to provide the goods and services to satisfy people's wants. Availability of resources. When resources for production are available and affordable, the producer will be encouraged to produce goods and services. But when the resources are not available, there will be no production. Since economic resources are scarce or limited, it follows that the producer may not always have enough of them to produce commodities in abundance to meet the needs of the consumers. Type of economy. The type of economic system in a given society determines the type and quantity of goods and services to be produced. For example, in a capitalist economy, price system determines the type and quantity of goods and services that are to be produced, as profit is the major determinant of what to produce, whereas in a socialist economy, the state controls and directs the allocation of resources, hence it decides what to produce with the sole aim of satisfying the wants of the whole citizens of the society or state. How to produce. As soon as what to produce is established, another basic economic problem that will arise is how to produce these goods and services. Factors which determine how to produce are technique of production, technological advancements, production function, relative cost of factors of production. Technique of production. This refers to the level of involvement of human labor and machines. There are two techniques of production. These are labor-intensive and capital-intensive technique. Labor-intensive technique employs more labor and less capital equipment and machines, while the capital-intensive technique employs less labor and more capital equipment and machines. Technological advancements. The method of production adopted by an individual, firm or state depends on the level of technological development of the state. Developing countries usually adopt labor-intensive mode production, while developed countries adopt capital-intensive mode of production. Production function. This involves any analysis which shows the possible quantity of goods by using each of the given alternative combination of resources that produces the largest quantity of output or the lowest units of cost of production. A favorable production function will ensure large production of goods to meet the demands of the customers. Relative cost of factors of production. The cheaper the relative cost of factors of production, example, labor, capital, land, etc., the more the production of goods and services to satisfy human wants. But when cost of production is high, very little production will be attained. For whom to produce? All goods and services produced must get to the final consumers. Production is not complete until the goods and services get to the final consumers. Factors which determine for whom to produce. These factors are satisfaction of wants. All the goods and services produced either by individuals, firms, or governments must satisfy the needs or wants of the society. Secondly, the level of income. The higher the level of income of the consumers, the more they are able to buy goods and services produced. But if the level of income is low, the purchasing power will equally be low, and this will lower the rate of production of those goods and services. Thirdly, type of economic system. In the capitalist and mixed economies, who gets what depends on the prices of the various products and the amounts available to each individual. But in the socialist economy, the state normally introduces a quota system in the distribution of goods and services among the people. Efficiency of resource use. Efficiency of resource use in production refers to the optimum use or combination of factors of production to achieve higher and better outputs at a reasonable cost. Since the resources available in the society are limited relative to demand for them, it becomes a wise decision to ensure that limited resources are efficiently used to produce the desired goods and services. Factors which determine efficient use of resources are quality of labor, techniques of production. Quality of labor. Skilled labor, unlike the unskilled labor used in production, could contribute to efficient and effective use and allocation of resources in production. Reduction of wastage, savings in time, and consequently an increase in the quantity and quality of output. Techniques of production. The use of capital-intensive mode of production, which involves the use of machines and equipment, may produce more goods, save time, reduce wastage, and consequently be more effective than the use of labor-intensive method, which may waste time, produce less, and increase wastage.